right? Like, who was he talking about it just now? What you want to do is, number one, you want to know what you're going to do on the game, whether it's going to be sports or any various games. I have, for example, a young chap coming to me and say, I want to do what they call a travel game. So we are working on the ideas of how to do a travel game. What is needed when you do a game again is, because I'm not like you guys, very digital and high-tech guys, I believe in only the piece of paper in front of me. I actually use boards playing on it. So basically, before you design a game, you must know what game you're going to have. Secondly, very important, what your board is going to be like. The easiest way is to copy. Look at it. Chess is so successful. From chess, same squares are like about drafts. So follow what people have. So if you're looking at it, people are talking about coming up with what they call it, business games. Talk about it. The first game I can think of when it comes to business or investment or that is actually Monopoly. Then of course, as it goes on, you get all these things, and of course the most famous is Robert Kiyosaki, cash flow and all that. But how many of you guys have heard of a game called, what's it now, Zeros to Heroes? Nobody. Designed by a Singaporean. Sold in Malaysia as well, but very low key. I'm sure most of you have not heard of another game called The Next Level. Designed by a Malaysian college student. And these are actually very successful games, right? Basically what they've done is they've taken the Monopoly concept, variation of that you're talking about. The next thing you have got to look at is when you're designing a game. Easiest thing again is to copy ideas. But be careful how you copy. Like my game, when I first started it, I didn't even have a game concept at all. I was just playing with my daughter. But then I said there is a viability. So what do? How do I start it? I look at what I thought is similar to my concept, which is Scrabble. So I go into Scrabble, look at it, rewrote the rules of my game to fit the Scrabble rules, right? The board, I tried to copy Scrabble by saying, hey, if I do something funny, these guys will say it's imitation. So all these things have to be taken in consideration. But once you've got it, very important, and this is one thing that a lot of Malaysians, I met a few Malaysians who have failed, right? Be prepared to accept criticism. I must admit, when I first started it, I had people telling me this is bullshit, this is wrong, that's wrong. Now, if I was the I always use the word typical Malaysian, this is my idea, you're not going to tell me what to do, it's mine. I probably wouldn't sell my games yet. But I was prepared to listen to people. I made the changes. Today, I think I'm quite comfortable in the niche. Nobody can shake me anymore. So if you guys do develop games, open your eyes, ask questions, and be prepared when people say, hey, this is wrong. I'll give you a very good example. A person came out with a game which is not a board game, but a physical game. How many of you know the game of lawn bowls? Right? This Malaysian company came up with a very quaint idea which they call marble pulp. Basically, instead of the main ball that you roll, you got a black ball, let's say. Let's say two of us are playing. He will have a series of 3 balls, blue, mine is white or whatever color. We'll line it together, and the whole idea is we will use a spoon shape, plastic spoon shape thing to move the balls. I'll use the striker to hit his balls as far away as possible to the central, the hole there for you to drop it. And he'll do the same to me. And once it happens, then you try and bring your balls back. If we get near to each other, we'll whack each other out again. Conceptually, it's good, it's fun for kids to play with. He asked me to help him promote it because I go to Europe every year. Took it to Europe, first thing I did is I walked into Whiteley's in London. Those of you who have gone to UK, Whiteley's is the biggest, as far as I'm concerned, toy shop. And believe it, there was something like, when I saw the guys again, the shop is closed and they lost 600,000. They gave away sets in the hope of selling it, right? Hoping that if I give one set, I can get a few sales and all that, which is a wrong set selling it. So these are things that we will have to learn to correct ourselves. Now, there are many aspects of gaming that I can't tell you guys here, for example. But if anyone wants, you want to call it advice or assistance, you can always call me, right? I won't mind telling you right now, I've got 6 students, as we call it, Malaysians who have come to me to learn how to develop their games, and I've been there to help them. The most successful to me is this guy who's come up with the next level, right? He's got a complete game, it's marketed, but his next level is exactly Robert Kiyosaki, in the sense that you got to run a workshop to make money, right? So that's a different model completely. I myself sell my games. Alright, I sell my games directly to schools. I look at the markets. Very important thing also, when you come up with a game. Alright, IT guys are having an easy time. Put it on the internet, do the marketing. Whatever sells is okay, it costs you a fixed amount of money. But for people like a physical game, I must know my market before I go into it. Right? So this is another very important factor. Any other questions? Ask me. Okay.